My one bar Templar build. This build has been ridiculously strong. Now you're going to see a lot of familiar sets and even some new ones, but I'm going to show you the pure damage set for group play and then the solo setup, which you can see right now. So first we'll just get stuff going here. The spell damage, it does change. That spell damage actually goes up a lot in combat, because obviously you have your continuous. You'll be capping out around 7k spell damage, and then you get the minor buffs, and it's ridiculous. You can go up to well over 9-10k spell damage. Your penetration, while it does appear to be low, because of one of our mythic, that penetration doesn't really matter. However, you can change some stuff around to get higher penetration. So, for the gear, this is fancy. Very fancy. Order's Wrath. Now, yeah, I don't have glyphs on it. I normally run poisons, but I ran out. It does crit, weapon and spell damage, 2 lines of crit, then increase your critical damage and critical healing by 8%. It stacks. That 8% stacks. And obviously we don't care about the back bar, because we're obviously using Oaken Soul and Plague Break. Now, I've jumped between Plague Break and Vicious Death, and I have found that Plague Break works the best with this build because of Oaken Soul. Because you get major berserk to increase damage done by 10%. So this 12k damage over time is more like 15k, and the explosion gets ridiculous. In the upcoming montage, you'll see it hit for well over 12k. And then we're just running one piece battle org. You can change it with anything you want. Zons to have more crit, just anything that gives you offensive stats. Next skill, 46 points into Magicka, 18 into health. It's a good balance for me. You can change it however you see fit. Obviously we got all the buffs here, all the buffs. And you can change the apprentice to a different one. I just like stacking raw spell damage this patch. Stacking penetration is good. However, because people are building more into Oaken Soul, they don't have as much crit resist. So you can... because if you have low crit damage, but high damage, it doesn't really work as good as having higher crit damage and a little bit lower damage. So I try to make it even out here. Next, this is sort of the solo setup here. We have our channeled acceleration for our minor force, breath of life for our heal. You can run the other one, but I like running this one. It helps in groups. Resolving vigor. These healing ticks are ridiculous. Obviously, sweep and steel tornado, and then Dawnbreaker. Now, for the ultimates, I have found that Dawnbreaker or Lacerate work the best. Or even Ice Comet if you're feeling a little ballsy. But I haven't had much success with sweeps or Solar Prism. In group play you can run the healing ult to be more of a support damage, which I don't recommend. But Lacerate or Dawnbreaker are the two that you want to go for. Obviously you want to get it morphed. I haven't got to that yet. I will after the video. Okay, next, for the raw damage setup, I will actually set it up now. Toppling charge, sweep, radiant glory. You want to keep your breath of life. However, you want... No, you don't need... You want repentance and solar barrage. Now, this will increase your damage even more. With the pure Magicka damage setup. Now with minor sorcery, we're at 6.7. That'll also go up higher. Then, if you don't want Radiant, if you don't want the charge or repentance, you can put in Camel Hunter here. And then here, where Radiant Glory is, if you don't feel like using it, you can run Entropy, Structured Entropy, for a heal over time. And then, for a CC, this is the highest damage setup that I have been able to find. At 7k spell damage, without continuous, mind you. So, the main damage combo that you want to do with any of the setups is make sure you have your minor sorcery, you pop your invis, you run to where you want, and then you Dawnbreaker and just jab. That's really all there is to it. You don't need anything else. You can do other stuff, like throwing down that preemptively where you think an enemy is going to go. It has quite a good range, so you just throw it anywhere, and then you'll have minor force. But you don't really need that, because you have such high damage as is. But anyway, that's the build. Again, 46 in the Magicka, 18 in health, so you get 28k. You don't have to worry about the back bar. Traits, you want a mix of Impen and Reinforced. I've just found that mixing the two is the best. Obviously this needs changed, but that's okay.
Yo.
Oh. But yes, that's it. Anyway, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you all in the next one.